This is the Urban Binge Radio.
Y'all know it's a new network, Fox, so everybody is like tuned into Fox. So everybody is tuned into YouTube in general, okay? Like everybody want to be on YouTube now. Everybody want to be on YouTube. Everybody want to be watching YouTube. YouTube. Right? YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Subscribe, guys, please. Anyway, and so they have the network Fox. So a lot of people don't even know that that's still Fox, okay? But the people that don't like Fox think that Fox is so conservative, they're so racist, they're biased, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You're still watching Fox, an entity of Fox, still Fox and Fox. So they're all the same. Even Fox, where Empire was, still owned by the same people. So if you don't know, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. Anyway, Fox Soul on YouTube has a show with Claudia Jordan. And Claudia, actually, you know what? They have several shows with Claudia Jordan to the point where I'll be like, is Claudia fucking the program guy over there or the guy who says what goes and what doesn't? Because she has been with Fox Soul for a long time and she has had a lot of shows on Fox Soul. So it kind of makes me wonder, is not Portia, she don't like Portia that much. Is Claudia busting it open for the head man at Fox Soul? Because she seemed like she is perked up. Okay. Anyway, Fox Soul recently, you know, they have a show. Claudia Jordan has a couple of shows on there, but one of her shows that she has on there is Cocktail with Queens, and that's featuring Vivica Fox, herself, Lisa Ray, and Syleena Johnson, the R&B singer Syleena Johnson. All of them are on there together, and they just basically talk about hot topics, trending news, give their opinions on these hot topics and trending news. And they have several shows like that on Fox Soul, like several. And so they had recently Columbus Short on the show. And you know, recently Columbus Short was in a big old mess where he was accused of domestic violence. And how many times has that happened? Several times, of course. Columbus Short has been in trouble for domestic violence several times. So this time he gets in trouble for domestic violence. Everybody accepts him back in. And I guess because his girlfriend, or the girl who had these charges pressed on him, it's kind of like backing off and retracting, I guess, her statement or how she felt initially.
Welcome back to Cocktails with the Queens. We are excited to have a special guest on the show joining us tonight, Columbus Short. Thank you, Columbus, for being here.
Thank you guys for having me, all you beautiful queens, my sisters.
Okay, Columbus, listen, let's just jump right into it, okay? Before we talk about what you've been up to in your amazing career, and listen, no one can argue about your talent as an actor. You are one of the best actors I've ever seen on the screen. You are effortless. You are effortless and so believable and so real. We want to talk about the recent headlines you've been involved in.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, because me and my wife are actively trying to get the case thrown out, this is ridiculous. You know, I can say, this is what I can say, if I'm being fully transparent. There was an incident, which was neither her being physically violent to me nor me to her. But the police was called. And, you know, I've been going through a lot in the last month, finding out who I am, like for real, like who I am, family dynamics, and, you know, emotions were high, and, you know, my emotions were high, all of that stuff. But the police.
So no longer is she wanting to pursue charges against her a fiance, husband, boyfriend. I don't know what they are to each other. She comes on Fox Soul and she says, no, I'm perfectly fine. Everything is going well with us. We're okay. And it wasn't like that. They made it a big deal, blah, 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 blah. He clearly, to me, looks very awkward.
You know, emotions were high, and, you know, my emotions were high, all of that stuff. But the police came here, and yeah, that's my baby boy up there. I'm not gonna go get him. They came here, and they didn't want to take either one of us, but they looked at my, you know, my history, you know, this, you know, of supposed domestic violence, and then, you know, they were here for like an hour and a half trying to figure out, do we take some, but we can't, you know what I mean? Like, what do we do? And so they took me in, and I want to say this, like, I don't want to, you know, my wife is Armenian, and I don't want to make it seem like they took me because I'm a black man. I don't want to play that card, right? Because the LAPD did treat me like a gentleman. They treated me with respect. And they, you know, they got me in and they got me out. It was ridiculous. But so there was no charges pressed. And then I jumped out the window, I think, you know, because I heard from Kiki Tyson, who's like my big sister, like one of you guys. She called my wife and said, hey, TMZ's told us this is coming down the pike. And I was like, man, TMZ again. And really my frustration, I was like, the last time I went through this, everybody told me to shut up. And it wasn't true what was being said, and I never defended myself, nor did anybody else. So I was like, you know what? I clicked out PTSD, the old trauma. It's a lot of anxiety I've carried from that last experience. And so, every time a headline comes out, I go into these panic attacks. And so I'm like, man, let me get out in front of this thing, which wasn't the best. I wasn't advised to do that. I just did that. And, I think that wasn't the best thing to do. But I mean, I was like, I said it. And you know what? I stopped the press because they tucked that story because they, the thing about TMZ is I've done so much work in my career. And for all of those years, I didn't get no GQs. I wasn't in I didn't get no press. I was like, nobody knew unless they saw my work that I was working. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm more famous for being an alleged abuser than I am for the work that I've really put in my entire life.
Columbus, you think you're damned if you do, damned if you don't when you're a celeb. If you speak on it, it's like, why are you giving it attention if you don't? Because I have to read the headline for those that don't know. It says, former Scandal star Columbus Short charged with 2 misdemeanors after domestic violence arrest. So you heard about this and you went to your social media. Do you feel like you can't win if you get ahead of it? Do you think it helped you in the end?
Honestly, at this point, guys, I'm getting completely transparent. I don't give AF anymore because the job is not, I used to think it's like, I gotta, these career goals, and I was very career goal oriented and, movies and TV, and look what's going on in the world. Like my position, my job is bigger than entertainment, and it's about community, and it's about, I'm doing all this work, and I think that's why, let me just say the devil's a liar. Like, as I'm doing all of this stuff that nobody sees, there's gotta be some because we're doing big things for the world. And, I think there's that natural spiritual warfare that we're dealing with. So, I just don't care. But I do want to be decent. I want to do everything decently in order. So, and I do have a system. Like, you guys are sisters. If one of you guys called me and said, hey, Columbus, I have to be obedient to the instructions that you give me because I respect you as my sister, right? So that's where we are, and my brothers that are, I thought I was alone in the world, and realizing I'm not has been a blessing.
I just want a quick question, because you spoke on something that is very important as a Black man. You sat here and you talked about PTSD and anxiety. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a real thing. And Black men are just now starting to, speak on this. So what are you doing to control or, get a hold of your PTSD and anxiety? Are you seeing someone?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So, and I'm proud. I got this wonderful therapist. He's wonderful. And, I had another one before, and now I'm with this guy. And it's like being able to unpack these things, right? I got a wonderful experience with Dr. Amen at the Dr. Amen clinic last week, Dr. Jeff Faber, and I got to see my brain. You know what I'm saying? And so I flew through a windshield of a car when I was 16. I played football, and I got to see my brain. There's things in your brain that, these are things that if we don't go unaddressed, they trigger things, trigger emotional stuff. You know what I mean? The back of my brain is Gucci. That's how I remember lines so quick. Okay. The front. We got to get the front together. So I seen those things and talking to him and my therapist, because everybody wanted to know what's up. Like, is he crazy? Is he this? And getting a real diagnosis of PTSD, generalized, chronic PTSD and generalized anxiety. It's like, okay, what do we do from here, right? And I do feel those things. Anxiety is real, but it all comes from trauma. We all experience trauma, and in our culture, and I can't just say our culture. I think a lot of cultures, but I'm finding out now. Like, I'm tired of Black secrets, right? Black families are all these secrets. Black families and all this stuff you sweep under the rug, and you finding out stuff later when you're 39 years old. That's all part of the trauma, right? So working through those things is amazing. Excuse me. Working through those things is amazing with Dr. Stephen Palmer. He's the best gift I've been gifted in recent days.
Thank you for talking about that.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people don't, and people are quick to write people up. Oh, he's just a abuser. He's just a this. He's just a that. Things may show up sometimes like that, but there's also a point of where some of the stuff comes from. So addressing, I didn't know you were an actor.
Quickly, my name. Columbus Keith Short. I'm Columbus Keith Short Jr. And the name of the man that I carry his name. He wasn't the best man, you know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of stuff that was attached to his name that, boom, come, and now, as I'm discovering things, it's like, dang, paying for your father's or the man's sins is the name. The name. Power is in the name.
He looks like he is not in a good space right now. He definitely is giving me that a lot of shit is running through his head right now. And he showed his controlling side by telling her to get somebody up out of there or get something up out of there.
Emotions were high, and my emotions were high, all of that stuff. But the police came here, and that's my baby boy up there. I'm not gonna go get him. They came here, and they didn't want to take either one of us.
I'm like, you still showing your aggressive, controlling side without even noticing that you are. I think ultimately, after watching that interview, after watching that entire interview, Columbus Short needs mental value and mental evaluation, or he needs some type of mental help or something after watching that video. If he don't go back and watch that video and see the mistakes that he made, then he is 100% tripping. He needs to see how he looked. He looked like he's nervous, as if he has more to say and can't say it or don't want to say it, or he's holding back from saying something. He definitely is giving that you beat this girl ass and that you controlling. You definitely giving that. You're giving that. And with your eyes, you're giving that you're scared as fuck and that you're lying like a motherfucker. Okay, so I don't believe shit coming out of his mouth. I don't believe shit coming out of her mouth. They definitely got into a fight, allegedly. To me, I think they did. And I think that he whooped her ass and she is taking back her word. He didn't even want her to do this interview. He clearly looking like, girl, go sit the fuck down. Can you just like get the fuck away? Don't stand over here and do this.
The man. Power is in the man.
Columbus, me and you, we go back, and I was like really busy at the time that when it came up, to be honest with you, I was just like, whew.
Right.
I didn't want to call, I didn't want to beat you up about it. I just had to, I didn't for just a second. And that's why, I sent you the message that I did privately. I don't need to beat you up because I believe, sometimes incidents get blown out of proportion. So we thank you for being transparent, and because there's two sides to every story. But I want to switch gears. Let's get back to talent, because it is what you do. It is your gift, my brother. You are a very, very talented actor, and you have more gifts to give.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want you to know that. And we're gonna always be here with love. If you man up and like you did, you accept accountability and responsibility. But I want to get to your talent. So I want to know, we done did 2 together, 1, 2.
I just want to say, I don't care what people talk about. Me and my wife we are real. This is we're a real thing. We have two real things. What I mean?
But in having a real relationship, it is a partnership, and it's called having good communication. That when you feel things are getting heated, and that someone's losing their temper, and when the cops come, because of the color of your skin, brother, they gonna want to get you. Y'all, as a couple, have to know that.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I explained that to her as well. We're raising black boys.
Exactly.
Black. They're not. Yes, they're mixed Armenian and black, but they black.
So they got temperature up in there. So y'all just make sure when the damn temperature get hot, somebody say, "Gotta take a break." That's all I'm asking, because that's a partnership. I see love, and we like to see that.
This is Short. How are you doing? I'm
doing good. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Sorry, my voice is going. We had too much fun at the Laker game last night.
They're trash.
They got their ass kicked, didn't they?
Girl, like they stole something.
I'm doing good. I know that, Vivica, you're absolutely right. When things get a little heated, sometimes we got to take different, find other constructive ways, to find solutions to mitigate the situation.
But this all goes back to mental health, right? A lot of us, she's had trauma in her life. And she's just now, in her 36 years, just now sitting down with someone. I'm just, in finding out traumas, I'm like, I didn't know that about you. Right. You know what I mean? Because, people don't share. So, I don't know her triggers. And she, there's some stuff that I buried deep. I didn't know my triggers. And so, but us now actually figuring out like, oh, you're doing stuff. We always take things personal. Like, if I'm quiet, she's like, why are you not talking to me? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? And what y'all women, you guys like to fix things right away. Right. And we can't sometimes. Like, you want to figure out what's going on. Go ahead.
You're still learning each other. We're still learning each other even as an individual. So as a couple, that's even harder and it takes longer. Yeah. But I think right now what you all are showcasing, this love, this family, this togetherness, that is what needs to spread, because you guys are a union.
We are.
It happens.
And my bishop, who's like, Bishop Charles Dorsey, he, I don't go, he's like my dad, but I'm like, he said, did she weather the storm? She weathered the storm? I said, yes, she weathered the storm. He said, then you got to stick with her. I said,
okay. Is there anything you'd like to say to each other in front? So, I like things that come from the horse's mouth, because we've all been a victim of people telling us stories. Is there anything you'd like to say to each other in front of everyone that's watching?
Love you. I got you. my job is to provide and protect, and that's what I do every day.
Yes.
I grind very hard every day. I love on you. I love on them boys. That's my job. That's what I do.
Well,
I tell you one good thing too, universal, you love music, because I saw on your Instagram that you've been hashtagging Levitate 2022.
Yeah, so yeah, that's music. Like that's music. I come from a music. My music is in my blood, and so I'm finally finished my album after all these years, and she's been a huge factor. Okay, we got to get him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, we didn't get to hear from her though.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I'll say first of all, thank you, ladies, for providing the platform for us to be able to voice, our feelings and emotions and our traumas and everything, the good, bad, and the ugly. So thank you for that. And I really do sincerely want to say, that I'm so proud of him. Not in an artificial sense, truly as a man that he's really, become. I've known him for 14 years, and that's not a little bit of time. That's a long time. And so to see him mature into who he's, into his purpose and me and mine, it's just beautiful to see that we can build a beautiful family. We're gonna have bumps here and there, but I feel like if we stick together, we communicate, we respect each other. I think there's no reason why we shouldn't make it. I raised two amazing kids. It doesn't matter the color, it doesn't matter where they're from or what it is. I think if we give them that love, genuine love, is as long as they're good human beings, because we're good human beings. You know what I mean? So I think that if we instill that in them, then we're winning. And I love you very much.
God bless you. Thank you for your time, Queen.
Thank you.
And really, more importantly, thank you for y'all transparency. Because, we are here to offer love and support. As Lisa Ray said, shit happens.
Right.
So just learn that when the temperature rising,
Yeah, you see here.
We're gonna keep going.
okay, all right. But now let's go to a little bit of career. All right, because me and you done made to the game 1, 2, or 3, and I don't know. You just now telling me that Lisa Ray was your first choice. Okay,
Wait.
that's all right. That's all right.
No,
That's
no.
all right. That's all right. So what was the best part of making?
No, that's messy.
Wait, no, hold
Don't
on.
be messy.
What was the
Don't be
best part of making True to the Game besides coming to your girl Via?
And the music, because I think that's
So
shocking for
yes, the
everybody.
music has been. So here's the thing, and I know we're running out of time. So I'm like, look, when I was kind of the rug was pulled out from underneath me with Scandal, it's been a hard road for me. I was always trying to please Hollywood and try to get back my spot.
Anyway, to get off that topic, that's all I was trying to say, that he looked crazy as fuck, and that he needs to probably reevaluate when he do these interviews. Either your girl gonna get in the camera or she not. Either you with your girl get in the camera or not, and y'all need to nip that in the bud before the cameras come on, because that didn't look right. Y'all did not look like that. Y'all was prepared for that. Definitely not Columbus, because the way he looking in his eyes is like, bitch, I will knock your eyes out your socket if you say the wrong thing. I'm looking at him like, dang, you seemed real tense when she came over here, and you gave me that, you real, look, bitch, what you finna say? As if, listen, something crazy is gonna come out again with him and this girl, or she's gonna end up coming out saying something, but she's definitely being abused. Let me say allegedly. Okay, she's allegedly being abused, and I strongly believe that she is as well. I strongly believe that she is as well, but she may not be. She said it wasn't the way that they made it seem like in the police report. Girl, I heard it all before. Heard it all before. Okay. Anyway,
it was just a blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise. A blessing in
huh? Shrimp and chicken? Oh wow, you stayed to the very end, I see. Well, since you're here, do me a favor. Hit those big words down there. Subscribe. You see that? Yeah. And if you liked the video or if you didn't like the video, hit that thumbs up. Also, hit that bell so you can be notified every time we go live or post a video. You don't want to miss our content. I'm telling you. You can also follow us on all social media platforms. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and a new one, Big O, at The Urban Binge, okay? You can also Google search our podcast. If you can't get enough of us, we're always posting on our podcast talking about interesting topics. Just search The Urban Binge Radio Podcast. And you can find us on several podcast platforms, i.e. iHeart, Spotify, and any podcast platform that you prefer. And after you're done with all of that, scroll down our channel, and I'm sure you'll find a lot more interesting content like this video. See you guys later. Let me finish getting dressed.